is your relationship with time? Are you wired and tired, stressed and overwhelmed, busy and going nowhere? Or just want to scale your business? Welcome to Take Back Time with your host, Penny Zenker. Penny focuses on books, strategies, tools, and tips to help you work smarter and approach your time more strategically. As a result, you can have more energy, focus, and get more done in less time. Be more efficient and effective. Get ready to take back time.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Penny Zenker, and I am here with Take Back Time. And on this show, as you know, we are helping you to work smarter. And today we're going to talk about routines and how routines are going to help you to be smarter in the way that you work and take back time. So today I have an amazing guest with me who is the routine specialist. So Jeff Wickersham is with us, and he is one of the most sought after morning habit ninja in the entrepreneur game. He is known for helping busy entrepreneurs to unlock their potential through the power of the morning fire routine. And we're going to find out more about what that is. And Jeff's program guides clients to implement game-changing habits for more energy, focus, and abundance to take back time in your day. And he recently became a best-selling author with his book, Rise, Fight, Love, Repeat. So Jeff, welcome to the show.
Penny, thanks for having me.
I'd like to hear a little bit about the history of people. A lot of times people do something in their career because it's been a challenge for themselves. Are you naturally habit and routine oriented, or was this something that came hard for you?
So it really organically grew out of pain and frustration that I had. And I've owned a gym locally in my area for almost 4 years now. And people would put applications in, and then I would call, text, video, message, email, and like 20% of people would actually come into the door. And I just kept coming back with this frustration of why is that, right? And it's mindset. It's they can't get out of their own way. And so much is driven through our habits and rituals and is pre-programmed that they don't even know what's stopping them from getting in the door. So it was a pain point for clients. And then I felt personally that I was tapping out of where I was at, right? I was kind of capping at a certain level, and I knew it all went back to what we do on a daily basis. And so much is driven through our habits and routines. So that's kind of how it organically grew, really pain and frustration.
Right. But this in particular with people that you're working with, because I get it, right? We all know what to do in most cases. We just don't do what we know.
Very true. It's very true.
So we're going to talk about the morning routine. And speaking of that as a habit to start out with, the way you start the day, people say win the morning, win the day, right? So tell me, why is this so important from your perspective?
I would even take a step back further. It's so many people think of the morning, but they miss the critical step of the night before and how you prepare and set yourself up for success the next day. And so many people, the minute the alarm clock goes off, they're playing defense. And I've got 2 sons. I coach them in basketball. Playing defense is tough. You're in that squat positions, your quads burn. And that's basically what people do all day long. And it's no wonder why they're exhausted, stressed. They flop on the couch and have nothing left at the end of the day. So I would say first, it's how you set yourself up for success the night before. How do you plan out? What does that first 30 to 40 minutes look like? And then in the morning, it's taking time for yourself to wake up physically, wake up emotionally, right? Wake up spiritually, get some good nutrition in to really create this positive momentum in the day so you can take on any bump in the road that occurs. And we all know stuff happens throughout your day. If you bookend your days at night and in the morning, it creates this tremendous momentum and energy and focus that really can carry you through the day.
So is it what you do? Is it when you do it? There's so many different philosophies out there. What would you say? So it's starting the night before. I get that. So that's part of the when you do it. But like, is it the same if I wake up at 5:30 than if I wake up at 7? Or, you know what I mean? So give us a little bit more about what makes a successful morning routine after you've planned it.
So I would say, yes, it's the same depending on when you wake up. I'm an early riser. Most mornings I'm up at 3:40 in the morning and people are like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I know, right?
Your face is exactly the reaction I get.
Some people are just going to bed at that time.
Correct. And people are like, oh my God, I can't do it. And I'm like, well, listen, let's say you're a parent and your kids get up at 6:30, back off a half an hour, 45 minutes, make sure you get up at 5:45, and then go through these simple, straightforward steps. Are they easy by any stretch of the imagination? No. But when you take time for yourself and you go through this process, then you get all that momentum and that energy. And it's really transformational. And when people have it click, they're like, I can't believe how easy this was. And simple and straightforward, it really is to take time for ourselves. And so many times, especially as adults, we put ourselves last, especially if we're parents, we've got kids, we're taking care of them before we take care of ourselves. But if you spend this time doing it, it's truly transformational for folks. When they carve out that time to take care of themselves, then they can take care of everybody else that much better.
I totally agree. So you have specific steps that you talk about that should be done in the morning to get you awake, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually, as you said?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very in line to my book. And it's my mantra. It's rise, fight, love, and repeat. It's rise in the morning. I love the symbolism of kind of Phoenix rising from the ashes, new day reborn, new possibilities, new opportunities. It's fighting for your physical fitness, your mental fitness, your spiritual fitness. And so often in life, we kind of get muted in that fight mentality, right? I remember being younger, and I'm an oldest of three. And when I would fight with my younger brother, it was don't fight with your brother, right? And it's kind of bred out of us, just of things we hear. So fighting from that perspective, loving yourself most importantly. We're inherently so tough on ourselves. And when you love yourself, then you can love all of those around you, being grateful for where you're at. And then just that repetition piece, right? Repeating over and over again to allow those habits to sink in, go into your subconscious, and then you're kind of on autopilot and you're creating that positive momentum every day. So, it's drinking a glass of water, it's affirmations, it's a little workout to get that body flowing, some meditation and journaling, and it creates these little wins in your morning, and it can create that tremendous momentum.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that too. It is the state of mind that you put yourself in and the physical energy that you create in the morning that carries through the whole day. I know when I don't get to do some of those things for myself, the day is sluggish. It's not going as easily or in flow, or like you said, the resilience to just kind of bob and weave as needed. So that is great. And to you, this is 30 to 45 minutes to put all of this into practice.
Yep, absolutely. About that time frame. And when you go through it, you can obviously, I tell my clients, listen, this is a blueprint I've used. Put on that white lab coat, be that scientist, and figure out what works for you, right? Some people might like a longer workout. Some people might like shorter. They might have a different green smoothie recipe that they like.
Right.
But it's a blueprint for what has worked for me and a lot of my clients. And to your point, that energy of just movement in the morning. And I always like to tell people, because vacations happen, travel happens for work back when we were traveling a little bit. And I say, always do a couple of things regardless of where you're at. You can always drink a glass of water. You can always get a workout in, and you can always meditate. And those are kind of the three core things that if you keep going every single day, to your point, you're going to have that energy. You're going to get out of that sluggishness and really be able to take on the day.
Distractions are the enemy of productivity. Go to distractionquiz.com and find out your distraction profile. Are you a time zombie or a hamster? Take this free distraction quiz today to rate your ability to focus on what keeps you from being a wizard. Go to distractionquiz.com.
What's your definition of productivity and why? And how do these habits and routines fit into that?
My definition of productivity, it's being focused and focused on things that actually move the needle towards your goals and results. And I think so many times we do unproductive tasks that are just busy tasks. And I go through a kind of a time management exercise as my clients go through my 10-week program. It's so eye-opening when people actually document where they're spending their time. And it's just like if you're going to go and track your nutrition and you put it into an app and you see absolutely calories in that and the grams of fat, protein, and carbs, it's so eye-opening. And the same thing is for time management. So productivity is being focused on things that are going to move the needle towards your goals and results, and really trying to tackle those on a daily basis.
And so how does this morning routine, or the bookends, the morning routine and the evening routine, how does that fit into creating more focus on the things that matter?
So one at night, you can journal or say out loud what you're going to tackle the next day. And the subconscious mind kind of plays through it, kind of works on it as you're sleeping. And then in the morning, starting with some affirmations related to those goals or targets, writing in a gratitude journal about it. And then it stays top of mind and you're so focused on that moving forward throughout the day. As well as I have kind of methodology when you wake up, you eliminate distractions. And that means you're not checking email, you're not checking the news, you're not checking text messages. And it's tough, especially initially when people come in, because that phone is like a tractor beam, right? It's like pulling you in because you see a message, oh, I missed something. Don't do it. Just stay to the program and then you'll create that forward momentum.
Absolutely. I always talk about that too, is there's so many like do this in the morning. And I always talk about, it's not as much about what you do in the morning. It's about what you need to not do in the morning. Right? Mm-hmm. Like you said, no email, no text or social media, no meetings, no things that get in the way of those first initial energy boosts that you need. So I'm in a total alignment with that, because if we know what to do, I always believe, well, it's what's in the way of us doing what we know, right? And so if we can work that way, then we're more likely to do the things that we know when we eliminate the things that are in the way.
Yep. And when you create that, you have a choice when you wake up. You can be positive and happy, or you can be negative. And if you get an email that might not be the best email, it's going to create that negative path down the road that you're taking. It can derail you the entire day. Well, imagine if you spend 30 to 40 minutes on yourself, getting energy, getting focus, and then you see that email, you're going to be able to absorb it a lot more than if you started out the day that way.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the evening routine. So tell me what that looks like to you. You said it was preparation for the next day, but I think there's some more to it, right?
Yep. So, preparation the next day, and I get very granular where I'm like, listen, I want you to have your glass of water out and ready for you. And people are like,
I agree.
That's ridiculous. I say, no, it's not, because what happens if you come downstairs in the morning and your favorite cup isn't there, or you go and everything's dirty in the dishwasher? It's your first opportunity for the mind to take the easy way out. And it will try and take the easy way out every day. So preparing, close out, phone away from the bed so you don't hit the snooze button, right? You physically get out of bed. The odds that you're going to get back into bed are much less because you've hit that cold air. Preparing everything for like smoothie recipes, all that stuff. But I like to do it about 30 minutes before I'm going to sleep, where I'm shutting off electronics. I'm not checking my phone. I'm reading, going through some nighttime affirmations, maybe journaling a bit. And then I'm out pretty quick, and it drives my wife nuts. I can hit the pillow and be out in like 5 seconds.
Oh, you're so lucky.
And part of it is I'm up at 3:45 in the morning, right? So yeah. I'm tired by that point, but just going through that routine, your body gets used to it, and then it gives you the ability to get a quality night's sleep.
Awesome. I love it. So what else do you have around habits and routines that you think are important for people to keep in mind, or that help them to put them into practice?
So a couple things. One, related to habits, I'd start small, right? Don't start off with these grand things that you want to do, and start small. Let's say if it's exercise, for example, for 2 weeks, just say you're going to go for a walk for 5 minutes. Then the next 2 weeks, add on 5 minutes to the equation. So many times we get so intense in trying to create these new habits and they fall by the wayside, right?
We make too big of a list, right? It's like all or nothing. We create this, I'm going to be into this, and I just went to this amazing workshop or read this book, and then they've got this yay long list, and then it doesn't happen because we've overcommitted and kind of overdid it, right? So totally.
Absolutely. So just get some small steps that you can create this positive association with exercise. For example, when somebody goes to the gym and they work out 60 minutes for the first week, they are so sore, they inherently just don't want to go back, right? So start small. And I would also say, if you have a habit that you use already, pair that new habit with an old habit that you enjoy. So I had a friend whose wife was pregnant with their second child, and he's like, I think meditation would be great for her. And he knew I'm almost up to 1,000 straight days of meditation. He knew I loved it. And I said, how about have her meditate while she brews a cup of coffee? It was decaf, obviously, but because she enjoys that, it's going to give her 2 or 3 minutes. Her reward for meditating is coffee. And James Clear's got a great book, Atomic Habits, and he talks about habit stacking, where you can stack a good habit that you already have on a new habit that you want to adopt. And it just increases your likelihood of sticking with those habits. So those would be my 2 main ones. Start small and try and stack it with a good habit that you already have.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to share for the listeners today before we close out?
If they want to find out more information, they can go out to my website, themorningfire.com. They can go out to Amazon, grab my book, Rise, Fight, Love, Repeat. Again, that is very similar to what I teach and preach, and small actionable steps that you can put into place like tomorrow, not 3 weeks from now,
right,
and get some forward momentum, because I think we overcomplicate the heck out of things. And if you just get in and start taking action, these small steps can really create some amazing things in your life.
That's awesome. I realized I didn't ask you yet. A lot of people are looking for shortcuts, right? So they're saying, okay, I got it. But give me the shortcut. What is the number one shortcut for you that makes things work a lot easier?
I feel like that's a tough question, because I have found there's really not many shortcuts. It's hard work, and it's being disciplined on a daily basis. But a shortcut would be hiring a coach or somebody that's done it before, right? If you want to struggle and play around, and I played around with courses and books and podcasts for a couple years as I was trying to put this together. If you want to go faster, quicker, then it's hiring a coach or somebody, or getting a mentor, somebody that's done it, and then you can accelerate your growth. So that's probably the only shortcut I know. And then it's hard work, right? Day in, day out.
Right. Well, what it sounds to me, and tell me if I'm understanding this right. So when you hire a coach, right, you get somebody who has a process for you that makes it easier. So structure, falling back on structure helps.
Mm-hmm.
There's also accountability. That's
Absolutely.
a shortcut. When you hold yourself accountable, and with external means, not just internal means, that's also a shortcut, I think, because it holds you to do what you say that you're going to do. And that's what I hear you saying. Am I understanding that right?
Absolutely. That's a huge factor. And we always let ourselves off the hook when we just keep things internal.
Right. All those excuses we make as to why it's okay. Oh, it's okay if I hit that snooze button because I don't really need to be up for another 20 minutes.
Absolutely. And nobody's going to hold you accountable. But it's crazy when you even just posting on social media. So it was back in May, I said I was going to do a Facebook Live every day at 12:30. Now, nobody's going to hold me accountable to it, but I didn't want to look like a liar if somebody were to think of it. Every day I went at 12:30. There was one time I was down the Jersey Shore in my truck with my laptop going live, because I'm like, I said I'm going to do this. So accountability is a huge factor, because we always let ourselves off the hook. Well,
thank you so much for being here and sharing these important tips around the morning routine and evening routine. I like how you called it the bookends. I like that.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
And thank you all for being here, because you are the ones that this show is geared towards. I know that you're going to be able to, most importantly, take some of these tips in preparing yourself for the next day and getting that morning routine and closing down your day. And remember, start small and see what you can do to hold yourself accountable and to stack those habits together so it makes it easier to implement. So my name is Penny Zenker, and this is Take Back Time. We will see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening. Today's topic is another opportunity for you to put the knowledge you learned into practice. Tune in again next week for more strategies that will help you have more energy and focus to get more done in less time, so you can continue to take back time.